everyone. How you doing? It's John Crump here, and today we're going to be talking about what is going on in the state of California, a federal case going up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals called Rhodes versus Bonta, because we have some new movement in it that I think that you are going to find very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Rhodes versus Bonta. Rhodes versus Bonta is a case out of California that has gotten a lot of attention, not only in California, but everywhere, because what could happen in here could make a difference in a bunch of different places. And we're going to be talking about exactly about what Rhodes versus Bonta is and what is going on. Um, and let me just say that this did go to a 3-judge panel at the Ninth Circuit, and they affirmed the district court grant of permanent injunction. But the panel held that California's ammunition background check regime, which requires gun owners to complete a background check, violates the Second Amendment on a facial level, which means the whole law is unconstitutional. And they did so by using a Bruin standard. Basically, the Bruin standard looks at the plain text of the Second Amendment. And the plain text of the Second Amendment is very clear. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, and that does include ammunition. So if you look at the plain text, Rhodes is a member of the people, and the conduct is protected by the Second Amendment. So the conduct is presumptively constitutional. Then it goes to the state, and the state has to prove through historical analogs from the founding era that a law is consistent with the text, with the history and tradition of firearms regulations in the nation. Now, in this case, the state did not satisfy that, because no point in history, even if you use 1868, the ratification date of the 14th Amendment, which a lot of left-leaning judges try to use, there is no historical analogs to show that the founders would be okay with the background checks on ammunition. And if you recall in Rahimi, they said a law does not have to be a dead ringer. An analog doesn't have to be a dead ringer or a twin, but it has to be presumptively close. And they go into the how and why stuff, but we're not going to rehash that. I've rehashed that over and over and over again. So what is going on in this case is the full bench, which is in the Ninth Circuit, on the en banc, is a little bit different. Most circuits, all circuits besides the Ninth Circuit, have 16 judges. When a case goes en banc, those 16 judges hear the case and they decide it. But in the Ninth Circuit, they have a lot of judges, so their panels are made up of 12 judges, because not every judge will sit on the en banc, because they just have so many judges. But this case did go en banc, and that was expected, because anytime we get a pro-gun ruling out of the Ninth Circuit panel, they usually goes en banc, and gets overturned and whatnot. I think there's 24 judges in the ninth, but this did go en banc, and oral arguments in this case is coming up fairly shortly here. Today, the DOJ has stepped in, as they have done with other cases, such as the assault weapons case out of Illinois, and they have asked to participate in the oral arguments in favor of Rhodes. So this is the second time that the DOJ wants to step up and be a part. This is a CRPA case as well, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. CRPA is the California Rifle Pistol Association.
Thank you.
They used to be an NRA affiliate, but they are no longer an NRA affiliate.
Why would they bail?
I don't know. Chuck Michelle runs it. Pretty good guy. So the Justice Department is stepping in, and they want to argue for the plaintiff in the case, which is a good thing. So we might see Hermit Dillon. We will see Hermit Dillon. And they will be arguing. She'll be arguing the case, and as we have seen in Illinois and other places where she has argued, when the DOJ comes in and they argue, they seem to get a little bit more respect from the judges. For some reason, they don't get interrupted as much. You can listen to, like, in the same case, the DOJ lawyers argue, like Hermit Dillon argue, and every other lawyer in the case and every other lawyer will get interrupted over and over again. But when the DOJ argues, they usually don't get interrupted.
So is interrupting a tactic?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that's just what judges do. But sometimes they interrupt and they try to, like, throw curveballs and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens here. The Ninth Circuit still has to grant permission to the DOJ to intervene and speak. But usually I think that's probably a foregone conclusion that they're going to get their opportunity for a bite at the apple. So, I mean, that also strengthens the case because the DOJ, they hold a lot of power over the courts, even though they're not part of the courts, they're part of the executive branch. They do hold a lot of power.
Well, do they directly hold power over them?
Not directly.
Okay.
DOJ is executive branch. The circuit courts are judicial, but their opinions have a lot of sway. I see LA Vino Latino over on Twitch. California resident. Rich used to think it was La Vino Latino. I was like, no, it's LA because he's from LA.
Well, okay then.
And then we got an argument, but then LA Vino Latino said, no, it's because I'm from LA. So I'll be in California in 3 weeks.
Wait. How many weeks till shot?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Oh, gosh.
I'll be in California, San Diego, the week after shot.
So we'll be hanging out with Jordan Vinrow in 2 weeks.
Jordan Vinrow, yeah. Yep. Smash Time wants to get together. Pistol Pete wants to get together.
Smash Time wants to get together with you?
Yeah. He's going solo this year.
Oh, yeah? No wife?
People to hang out with. Yeah.
No, okay.
I
don't even get to hang out with you. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm sure Matt will be making a video on this.
I was talking to Matt a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, this is what is going on. Working on another story about all the stupid ass gun shit coming down to Virginia. I might do a video tomorrow on that.
And Dark is not going to be at SHOT Show. He's going to be at Lobby Day.
He's going to be at Lobby Day. Yeah, we're going to need everyone at Virginia Lobby Day. If you can, that is Martin Luther King Day in Richmond. It's going to be a good time. Dark's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people there. I already have prior commitments, so I can't make it.
Well, that's during SHOT Show, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, so that is what's going on. I do believe that the DOJ will be allowed to argue in this case, which strengthens our case. But it's the Ninth Circuit, so I don't see, even though they have a lot of sway, I don't see the Ninth Circuit ruling in our favor. But by the DOJ getting involved, that strengthens a position for a judiciary when the Ninth rules against the two-way community, because that's what they do when it goes en banc.
Yep.
So this will strengthen the judiciary thing, and I'm sure that the DOJ will file amicus briefs, because they already filed amicus briefs in this case. That's why we know what they're going to argue. But I'm sure they'll push amicus briefs up to SCOTUS and urge SCOTUS to take the case once the Ninth does what the Ninth does. And I could be totally wrong. The courts can do something totally out of the blue. I just don't see it. Although there are some good judges on the Ninth, like Van Dyke, for example.
Now, Van Dyke, if you don't remember, he's the guy that did a whole video in his chambers about firearms.
Yeah.
And I don't say this in a disparaging way, flexing his knowledge on firearms. Because a lot of people, judges, or even groups, anti-gun groups, don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's talking about. There's actually 2 shooters on the Ninth Circuit, like competition shooters.
Oh, crazy!
No, yeah, the new guy, what his name is, Nguyen. That's what it is. He's also a competition shooter. So we're just gonna have to see, but like I could be totally wrong. And the Ninth, the en banc can say, "Hey, this is unconstitutional," and we'll see exactly what happens with that. But I doubt it. Like I always say, though, I can never be 100% sure what the courts are gonna do until they do it. Anyone that tells you they're 100% sure they know what the court's gonna do probably don't really know anything about law.
Amen.
Because you can never 100% sure tell how it actually comes out. But looking at history, I can say it's pretty likely that California is going to win this. Not because they should win it, not because their law is constitutional, but because of the prior rulings in the Ninth Circuit, on the en banc Ninth Circuit. Like any type of win in the Ninth Circuit usually goes up to the en banc, and the en banc pulls it back.
Rug pulls it.
Yeah. So the panel decision, just for example, was 2 to 3 here. So J. Bybee is the dissenting judge. And the 2 women judges, Sandra, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Kuta, and Bridget Batty, they ruled for they ruled for the grant of the permanent injunction. We're going to have to see what happens. But yep, that's it. Just wanted to let you guys know that the government is stepping in. Sometimes they do stuff good. Sometimes they do stuff bad.
You're talking about Pam Bondi government? What are we talking about?
Yeah, the DOJ. This is out of the DOJ's new Second Amendment Civil Rights Division thing. So we'll have to see. I mean, I want to show you something though before we get out of here.
Is it okay? Is it G-rated?
It's G-rated. No, it's just I want to show you guys the number of lawyers that's on this thing.
Oh, the Ninth Circus?
No, the number of the counsel for the plaintiff and the defense.
Oh.
Well, all these names here.
Partridge in a pear tree. Holy fudge. How many law firms does that represent? No. Okay, so these are multiple states.
Including here.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yes, you do. So this is all like the amicus briefs and stuff too. There's Jeremiah there, Bill Olson, who's Rob's dad, Rob Olson. So there's a lot. John Harris out of Tennessee, who's one of our lawyers, by the way. In one of our cases. I'm not even sure if you realize that's one of our lawyers, Rich. In one of our cases.
Right? Oh, somebody's here.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. With that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Might do a video later on. I gotta get this article written and then we're gonna see. Yeah, I'm feeling better. My wife now has the flu, so
Passing it around. You're sharing.
I'm still not 100% covered. This flu is a doozy.
So are we doing a show at 5 o'clock or no show?
I would say probably not. I'm still recovering.
Okay.
Probably just start up next week. I should totally be recovered by then. But yep, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay safe.